It's time for a Clemson football special. Big game in the Big Easy, live from New Orleans with Sports 4, sponsored by Cruise Subaru.
The big game in the Big Easy. The underdog, Roybus, is revved up for the Clemson Tigers, and why wouldn't it be? Here on the Bayou, blocks from Bourbon Street, Baton Rouge sits in the shadows just 80 or so miles away. The seas of purple invade. The number one team in America awaits the Clemson Tigers, either third national championship in the past 4 years, here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Good evening from the Big Easy alongside Greg Brzezowski. I'm Scott Eisberg. Thank you so much for joining us. An hour of Clemson football talk. Our second time this month doing that, and I guess for Clemson fans, that's a good thing.
Yeah, 29-3, a score they will long remember from the Fiesta Bowl, and once again, Clemson back in familiar position of playing for a national championship.
Yeah, 29-23, a big win for Clemson there in Arizona. As for that game, it was an interesting one. We can only hope this one will be as good. It is 3 versus 1 in the college football playoff, and more entertaining for us than the game, the two enigmatic personalities that are the head coaches in this game, Dabo and Coach O.
I mean, Scott, are there two better sound bites in this sport or in all of sports right now? I don't think so. Both started as interim coaches at these schools. Now they're stars. Swinney owns any room with a microphone and already has built a dynasty, seeking a historic second straight title, what would be the third in 4 years. Ed Orgeron, he is Louisiana's favorite son right now. That Cajun cadence is what people love about him, even if they sometimes can't understand him. But easy to get this, the National Coach of the Year in his third full season, replacing Les Miles.
You know, Monday through Friday, we kind of have a Clemson bubble, you know, kind of our own little world, but yet we get to have this unbelievable stage to compete at the highest level and do something that we all love to do. Our fans are amazing. You know, every game is sold out and packed. It doesn't matter who we play. You'd never know. And that's not the norm across college football. I mean, it's just amazing to have that type of venue and environment. So, you know, as we've built it wasn't that way, you know. When I was at Clemson, it was kind of a stepping stone job when I came in as an assistant. Like, guys would be gone, and that was one of the things I wanted to change. I wanted to make it a destination job, and that's what it's become.
A very good comparison, great quarterback, great coaches, great skill players, outstanding technique. Those guys that won 29 games straight. They're doing a lot of great things at Clemson. They're doing a great job of attracting great recruits and developing them. A lot of similarities.
Well, the quarterback matchup in this game is one for the ages. It is outstanding. You would have to think you have the number one pick in this year's NFL draft, the Heisman Trophy winner, against the number one pick in next year's NFL draft in Trevor Lawrence.
Heck, they might be back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners depending on how next season plays out.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow just won it last month up in New York City in December. Trevor Lawrence already has a national championship ring to his resume here in college football history.
No question about it. They are, of course, Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. Burrow may have the better numbers this year, but you won't flap Lawrence and his poise. Dude has never lost a game. Here's an amazing stat about Trevor Lawrence. When Clemson has trailed in his career, which hasn't been often, Lawrence is 54 for 76, 752 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
But man, what a year Joe Burrow has had. The Ohio State transfer garners 95% of the Heisman Trophy first place votes. He goes 14-0, a 94.4 QB rating. He throws 55 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. This, the matchup of all matchups in this national championship game.
What he's done speaks for itself, and anyone that's watched him knows he's a special player and just a great player. So I think people get a little too caught up in just me versus him. You know, it's us versus them as far as a team. So it's going to be, you know, the best team's going to win the game. And I mean, he's a great player, and obviously we're both going to impact the game. But at the end of the day, the best team's going to win.
He's a great guy, great player. It was fun hanging out with him for a couple days. He's a quiet guy, humble guy, and that was nice to see. I respect guys that keep their nose down and just work hard.
All right, here's the kicker for Clemson. Timing is everything. And what timing? In the past week, to get the top-rated QB recruit in the country enrolled and on campus as a midseason enrollee. They can, so why not put him to work? DJ Uiagalelei shows up fresh off playing in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl. And what he's asked to do? Only mimic the Heisman Trophy winner in practice. Yeah, DJ plays Joe Burrow in practice for the Clemson scout team at times this week.
I mean, Coach, that's hard to take a job from Coach V. He loves being back there. So honestly, Coach V took a majority, because he just loves to see the shell, as a quarterback and coach from there. But watching him in Indy and stuff, he's obviously a special talent. The guys can sling it, so.
This building, this city. Remember the 2017 campaign? It all ended in the Sugar Bowl just a little too early for Clemson. That's the last time this team experienced defeat. Their last time they were here down by the Bayou. You couldn't help but wonder if for some of those players who were young enough to still be part of that roster, if it's in the back of their minds as they get settled in for another go-around in the Superdome this time. You wouldn't be surprised if it impacted Travis Etienne. You wouldn't be shocked about it at all. He was just a freshman that night, and he was that night's leading rusher for these Tigers. 4 carries, 22 yards. Yeah, it was that tough against Alabama. But the kid from Jennings, Louisiana, the Superdome is everything to him. LSU overlooked him. Clemson didn't. The in-state school offered too late, and he went to the Death Valley in South Carolina and has become a star. He's cool with the Bayou Bengals. It's nothing personal. Travis just wants to right his wrongs from his first college game in his home state and what could be his very last wearing the paw print.
I mean, honestly, it's been there quite a while. Just as a competitor, you never want to just have that feeling stepping off the field of feeling like you didn't give your best, just questioning yourself and what you could have done more. So I definitely want to go out there and just avenge that and just be able to play the best 4 quarters of my life and give it all for my brothers.
Monday night here in Louisiana will be goodbye for Fort Dorchester grad John Simpson, and what a run it's been. A state title at Fort, 2 national titles, possibly a 3rd, but for all the times we've seen Big John, the jovial, happy kid, we've never seen him display the type of emotion that just poured out after that Fiesta Bowl. Tears and an embrace with Tony Elliott. We ask him why the emotion and why then.
It really hit me hard because, I know this is my last ride, and to have a game like that, it just meant a whole lot. Like, it's just just me knowing that I tried my best in that game, and I gave everything I got, and I know that everybody else around me did, and we ended up victorious. It made me emotional. Those guys are just very selfless. This is a team full of selfless people, and just knowing that you got guys like that around you just makes you feel so much better.
The storyline for LSU before their Peach Bowl was not a happy one. Their offensive coordinator, Steve Ensminger, lost his daughter-in-law in a plane crash on the way to the game. 4 others died in that plane crash as well. A horrible situation. He did coach in the game, and today he addressed that situation right off the top of his press conference.
I'm here to talk about football, okay? I will take no questions about my family. I appreciate all the support. Just a little bit more. No. Okay. I appreciate all the support the Tiger fans, everybody in this country, trust me, that is given to my family. But we're here for football. And any questions you might have to ask, I like to talk about football, okay?
All right, as we head to break tonight, some fast facts for you. If Clemson wins this game, they would be the first team since Nebraska in 1994-1995 to win back-to-back national titles without losing a game. We'll be back right after the break.
to a Clemson football special. Big game in the Big Easy, live from New Orleans with Sports 4, sponsored by Cruise Subaru.
This is going to be the fourth meeting between these two teams ever, and this is actually the place where it all took place the first time. 1959 Sugar Bowl, New Year's Day here at Tulane Stadium. You might not know anybody on the field from that game 61 years ago, but Kyle DeTrust and assistant trash coach Josh Idlet does. He called him Papa. When Frank Howard led Clemson to the Sugar Bowl during the 1958 season, Charleston's Durwood Idlet had an experience a bit different from today's game.
Coach Howard didn't want them to stay inside New Orleans just because there's so many things they could get in trouble before the game. So they actually had them on a naval base in the barracks, and they had guards by the door so they couldn't get out.
But man, did he get some stories to pass down.
Before the game, he saw the LSU players outside of the stadium. They were kind of rolling around in the grass and dirt, and he's like, what are they doing? And come to find out, there were stand spurs out there, and they were getting them all over their jerseys and stuff because he played offense, defensive line. So when he would go to tackle the LSU player, he'd get an arm full of sand spurs. So that's kind of smart on their part.
A moment of school history.
It was one of the hardest games he played, but left everything on the field.
A time that changed his life.
His blood ran orange. He enjoyed his time there. He took a lot of it with him afterwards. He instilled us, the values that Frank Howard instilled with him. Family, not giving up, working hard for what you want, and taking care of those around you and everything.
Now in his second year with track and field at CFC, his 18th season overall, Josh looks to shape lives through his coaching, but he always made sure he could share game time with his grandfather.
Even though I was, coaching in college and stuff like that, every weekend I'd go watch a football game with him, the Clemson game. If we weren't up there watching it, I was at his house watching it. And if I couldn't make it there for the game, we'd call each other during the game. Oh my God, you see that? Oh my God, yeah, I saw that too. After the game, wow, that was a good game. Oh, that was a horrible game.
The good times are given now, but even early, Durwood saw it in Dabo, like he saw it in his coach.
I mean, my grandfather was like, he's definitely not Frank Howard, but he's definitely a different cat. But that was one of the things that my grandfather respected of him. That similarity between him and Howard is, the players loved him. They bought into what he was selling, and so it's worked out pretty well.
He just missed what his program's become. Durwood passed on the 4th of July in 2012, 73 years old, heart attack. But he'll be home for the family Monday night. He's always there with them.
We have his pictures, his playing day pictures, his jersey in the house, and so he's definitely there. He'll definitely be watching with us, without a doubt.
When did this run for Clemson start? Many would say 2012, the Peach Bowl against LSU. In the mind of Taj Boyd, it is clear as day. New Year's Eve night in the Dome, striking midnight, something struck a chord.
Well, obviously we were coming off of a loss from that South Carolina team. So going into the LSU game, we knew what kind of matchup we were going to get ourselves into. We knew it was going to be physical. We knew it was going to be one of these situations where we had to put everything and lay it all out on the table if we wanted to win that game. And essentially that's exactly what happened.
A tough, gritty, backs against the wall performance. How tough?
All right, so let's see. The ride back from Atlanta to Clemson is roughly, hour 45 minutes. I pulled the car over on the side of the road about 4 times to get out. And my body was beat down out there. And it took a toll on us physically, and it took a toll on us mentally because you have to stay locked in, you have to be in tune, and there's not really room for error in those type of games. So we knew we had to be consistent and focused on our task at hand.
The Tigers got it done. The Catman cometh. The kick heard round the Peach State, winning the Peach Bowl, a moment that changed a program.
And, we made a really nice run and, made some really successful passes down there in the stretch, and obviously 4th and 16 being that one play that a lot of people believe is the catalyst for this current run of success. I think it was a little bit more than that. I personally think it was the West Virginia loss a couple years prior, but that's for another conversation for another day. But it was huge, man. It was huge, and Les Miles brought in a tough team, and they had a star-studded group as well. They had, Odell Beckham, they had Jarvis Landry, they had Zach Mettenberger.
Man, I'm just so excited for our team, our program. It's been 31 years since we won 11 ball games at Clemson. It's been a steady progress. You know, and these guys, they fought every freaking play. They fought for every patch of grass. They overcame adversity. They played with a lot of love and toughness. They played with a desire to win, a confidence, a commitment that is uncommon.
So here we are, 7 years later, 5 playoff appearances, 2 national championships with a chance for a third.
Look, our group was finding our way along, you know, and a lot of it had to do with the coaching staff as well as the players, right? So you got this group of coaches who were pretty well put together, but still very young, still very green. Same thing with us as players, right? We didn't know what we didn't know. So the first year that I took over, started in 2011, we go 8-0. We didn't necessarily know how to win, so we won, but when we took the loss, we let that one loss beat us twice. You look at this team right here, and what you saw with these guys stumble a little bit, but not necessarily let it affect them against that North Carolina game, right? So from outside looking in, everybody thought that this team had some weaknesses. But what we saw was this team used that as energy, as fuel to go forward.
Did this start in Atlanta? We'll never know, but one thing's for sure, in the words of Dabo. One kid who does believe that this game, that 2012 game, was kind of the precursor to this run, well, he was a ball boy that year. Dabo's son, Will. Now he's on the team.
No doubt, because, you know, we really hadn't beaten many. We'd beaten Auburn the year before, but they ended up not even having the best year in 11. It was just like, because just going into that game, that's one of the biggest underdogs we've been. Like, nobody gave us a chance versus LSU, and they were truly, like, unbelievable. I think they were a game away from being in the national championship that year, but they were, like, number 7 in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, and I mean, just the talent. I mean, they had, you go back and look, I think 22 players in that whole defense were like brought to the NFL, drafted or free agents to the NFL. So the fact that we found a way to win that game, and it was touted as like a very physical matchup, and that's something we hadn't kind of been whatever. But to win that big bowl game, I think it was my dad's first bowl win. No, he had won a Music City Bowl, but it was a bigger bowl win. And that's definitely, from that point on, it's like, okay, Clemson belongs here at the top with the top dogs.
All right, as we head to break, this is the latest Clemson football game that's ever been played. January 13th, the Tigers also had the earliest start to a season in their history on August 29th. Their 137-day season, the longest in school history. Welcome back, everybody, to New Orleans. Earlier this week, we caught up with an old friend of ours, an old affiliate who used to work covering Clemson in the Palmetto State, now covering LSU right here in New Orleans. For the LSU side of things, we now welcome Ricardo LeCompte. Used to work in the upstate of South Carolina for the last couple of years, has worked in New Orleans covering LSU. Ricardo, Clemson has played that underdog card all year. They will be the underdog against LSU, but is there any part of LSU's game that has any weakness that Clemson could somehow take advantage of?
Well, Scott, if there's one weakness that maybe Clemson can expose for this LSU team, maybe on the defensive side of the ball. They're not a dominant defense. They're about 20th in the FBS in total defense. But the really glaring stat is 56th in the FBS in pass defense. And really, this defense has given up points this year. Alabama, which I really can kind of compare Clemson's offense to, probably the best offense that LSU will face next to Alabama, scored 41 on this defense.
Ricardo, you worked in Texas. You covered Robert Griffin III. You worked in South Carolina. You covered Deshaun Watson. You've seen Trevor Lawrence. Does anybody compare to Joe Burrow and what he's done this year at LSU?
When I watched RG3, his talent was better than most of the guys he was facing when he was on the field. When I saw Deshaun Watson, he was a guy who never played like a young guy when he was coming in for the first time as a freshman. I remember in his first start against UNC, he scored 6 touchdowns in that win. And he always just seemed to have a presence about him, always calm in pressure situations. Joe Burrow has all those qualities. He's a guy who can make all the throws. He's a guy who's sneaky fast. He's a guy who can be a threat with his legs as well. And that's the big reason why LSU has had this success, because Joe Burrow has matured in this LSU offense since arriving 2 seasons ago from Ohio State.
How in the world has Coach O done this at LSU?
He added Joe Brady, who was a passing game coordinator for the Tigers. He was working as an offensive assistant for the Saints. And that marriage between Joe Brady and Steve Ensminger has been very beneficial in creating this LSU offense. But Ed Orgeron has been able to surround himself with guys, been able to delegate all that control, and now he's seeing the fruits of his labor now finally going into this undefeated season and a chance to win a national championship. But that's how he's done it. He's learned from those past mistakes he made as a head coach at Ole Miss. He's not making those same mistakes here.
Ricardo, what is the atmosphere going to be like there in New Orleans on Monday night? Is it Mardi Gras-like? Is it Jazz Fest-like? How wild will it be? How many people are coming into town, and how much will that work against Clemson in this game?
Scott, it is going to be a crazy scene in the Superdome on Monday nights. It's something that I don't think a lot of people have seen before. I think Clemson fans who are going to be at the Dome are going to see a different level of LSU fandom inside there. It is going to be a home field advantage inside the Superdome. It's only 80 miles from the LSU campus, plenty of LSU alum in the city of New Orleans, and you're going to hear it inside that arena on Monday night when they play. Now, it doesn't mean that Clemson can't pull off a win. In fact, LSU, last time they played for a national championship was back in 2012, and they were shut out by Alabama. So they can be beat in the Superdome for a national championship. But it's going to be a very tough task simply because, yes, that home crowd and that atmosphere inside will be an advantage for LSU.
That is sports anchor Ricardo LeCompte from WWL-TV in New Orleans. Thank you very much, sir.
Scott, appreciate it. Thank you.
Media Day, a really cool mesh between local media and national media. One that used to be local media, now national media for the ACC network. James Island's own Kelsey Riggs.
You've been around this team for years. You know, somebody that the Carolinas always care about for sure. What's it like to see them on this stage and this platform?
You know, it's really cool for me, especially because I'm from Charleston. My first job was in Myrtle Beach. My second job was in Charlotte. So this is the only time in my whole life I've ever lived out of the Carolinas. And so I got to cover Clemson growing up through all my jobs. But when they started playing in the national championships, I didn't get to cover it. I was seeing it from afar. So being here is really surreal and such a blessing. And honestly, it's really cool because I get to see so many of you, like so many familiar faces, honestly, from the Carolinas whenever it's anything with Clemson or South Carolina. So it's really cool for me.
One of Kelsey's co-workers is now one of the great Clemson players who helped bring on this run of Tiger football at the top level. Eric McLean, one of the stars of the ACC network.
I think when you look at the tape and when you see what has worked against them, Auburn's your best bet to study and your best bet to look
They
at.
have a great defensive line.
They do, which Clemson, that's probably the weakness of the team. When you look at that defensive line, when you look at pressure-wise, they were able to create that pressure with blitzing three. They kind of had this umbrella approach where they had guys staying in the defensive backfield, not having to bring a lot of exotic blitzes. Guys like Brown were able to hit home. I don't know if Clemson is going to be able to do that. I think that you're going to have to bring guys off the edge. Isaiah Simmons, your two safeties, Muse, Kayvon Wallace, guys that have really been your pressure points all year long, but you have to disguise it.
All right, the story of James Skalski is an interesting one. On the field, he has gotten better and better each and every year. Dabo Swinney raves about the guy, loves him and what he can do, his engine at linebacker. But Skalski has had to deal with so much off the field over his career. He lost his dad, John, to a heart attack suddenly his freshman season. His dad played for Oklahoma, would have enjoyed this incredible success so much. Skalski, quick to reminisce.
Just a rock in my world, a guy we shared the love of the game, man, it's just, I mean, it's always difficult for anybody to lose, a parent, but and just not having him be a part of and to see all, I mean, I know he's seeing it, but right there by my side, it's always difficult, but I know he's looking down, smiling, so it's all good. My dad, I remember he always used to tell me, the beautiful thing about football is when you put that helmet on, you get to be somebody else. You can be this nice, loving guy. Once you put that helmet on, you can be a different person almost. And that's always how I played the game. And there's so many things he taught me that I don't even realize that I implement, and it's just a part of who I am now, a part of my game.
We're taking a quick timeout, but before that, with a win in this game, Dabo Swinney would tie Bobby Bowden for the most bowl wins ever in ACC history. Welcome back live to New Orleans. Monday night will be the first time Trevor Lawrence has ever played in the Superdome. It'll be his second time in the national championship game. Really, we've yet to see a stage that scares him, a moment that's too big for him. I'm sure you're wondering, though, well, there had to be some time where he was shaken or a little bit nervous at some point earlier in his life, but one of Charleston Southern's newest coaches was one of his oldest coaches back in high school. And he'll tell you, he's that same goofy kid he still loves to this day. And nothing has really changed. The legend grew before he was close to done growing.
Hey, Coach, can you grab my towel out of the red ball?
Antoine Toome arrived at Cartersville High in 2016, joining the reigning state champs after an undefeated 2015. But the stories about his new quarterback went all the way back to when Trevor Lawrence was just an 8th grader.
Trevor's throwing a vertical route, and as soon as the wideout bent over the backer, so the ball hit the wideout in the ear hole, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the upcoming 9th grader." He was like, "This kid is gonna be special."
Lawrence, what a throw, what a catch here in stride.
Star quarterbacks aren't usually described this way.
I think his first thought comes from his faith. He's a huge Christian. It's a huge testament to his parents, Miss Amanda and Mr. Jeremy.
Star quarterbacks usually love the spotlight.
As far as being humble, oh my gosh, that kid is. I just know 2 instances in particular.
There's nothing usual about number 16.
Going into the state championship game his junior year, we had a pep rally, and Trevor just kind of stood back under the stairwell, not under the stairwell, but like under the goal. And everybody was like, "Oh, Trevor, come out." He's like, no, this is about my teammates. So the team actually went and picked Trevor up, put him on their shoulders, and brought him out to the middle of the court for him to talk to the people. So he said a few things, and boom, he was done. And then we played the state championship game. We won. And they would say, "Trevor, you want to go on stage?" He was like, "No, this is about my teammates. My teammates go on stage." It's kind of fun to see him talk on television because we know he's not really big into it, but he's so humble. He's such a great kid, and it's just a huge testament to his faith and his family.
Football wasn't discussed during his recruitment. It was bigger than that.
When we talked with Trevor, we never talked about football with Trevor, so that's just one thing we kind of just steered away from, just talking football to him. But I think what really steered him towards Clemson was Coach Swinney. And it goes back to Coach Swinney's faith. Coach Swinney's faith and how he's such a people person, and Trevor just felt comfortable. And with Trevor's personality, America sees he's so calm and laid back and goofy. And Coach Swinney fits that. He fits that mold perfectly for Trevor, just being calm and laid back.
But on the field, that killer instinct, that passion,
the bigger the stage,
it's always been there.
The more comfortable you'll see Trevor.
Toomer saw it with his own eyes. The Georgia State semifinals in 2016.
We were playing Mary Persons his junior year, and they went up on us 14-0 like that. We fumbled the opening kickoff return. They got it, scored. It was a zone read exchange between Trevor and the running back. Fumble. They scoop it, they score. So we're down 14-0, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this can't be happening. I'm like, we've never been down. I was like, this is happening. And I will never forget, we got the ball back the 3rd time, and Coach King's in the middle of the huddle getting the play together. I'm standing right there with the wideouts. And Trevor, he's in the huddle. He's hitting everybody on. He said, "Guys, we're finna score right here." And I just got goosebumps when he said it. I still get goosebumps telling that story. He's like, "Guys, we're finna score right here." And 5 plays later, we scored, and the defense only gave us 3 more points the rest of the game. We beat Mary Persons, and I was like, that kid legit came out here and told us that we're finna score right here. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy.
Crazy? Not so much now. As we've now seen, that was just the beginning.
Win or lose Monday night, the final night for Jeff Scott as a member of the Clemson Tigers, the new head coach at South Florida. Quite bittersweet for the guy who played for Clemson and spent basically his entire coaching career there as well, moving up through the ranks. He passes the torch now to his former player, former NFL wideout Tyler Grisham, to take over that room.
practice against Ohio State, we had a couple injuries, right? T. Higgins went down, et cetera, and so I got to watch him take our wide receiver group and figure out how can we best move guys around to be successful in a tough situation, in game. And so having him back to do something like that is needed. And so for him to finish out this run with us is really special. I'm happy he's able to do that.
Clemson is only 3-8 all-time in the state of Louisiana. 3 of those games are postseason contests. Clemson has lost all 3 of them. We'll be back with all of our local angles coming up after the break. Welcome back to New Orleans. Really does make us swell with pride when we see guys who we saw on Friday nights and got to know in the Low Country here in the biggest game in college football.
How cool is this? Jack McCall, we remember, caught up with him in Phoenix before the Fiesta Bowl, interned his way into an opportunity to walk onto Clemson's roster. Now he has the chance to earn a second national championship on Monday night.
Yeah, they're definitely very proud. I'll be honest, my dad loves to brag about me. I'm going to shout him out real quick. But, yeah, I mean, to them it's very special. I mean, they've always loved Clemson. And, I mean, they just, more than anything, they just want to see me happy. That's about it. I mean, they're just glad that I'm enjoying myself and having fun. So before I was on the team, it was, I did kind of see them as just like these stars per se, but now when I went on the team and Trayvon did take me under his wing and help me out, it's like, I mean, they're just like everybody else. They put their pants on the same way I put my pants on, and it's really humanizing, and it was really cool to like develop these relationships with them.
So when he made the team last year, first call he made, his older sister Wiley. She has been with him every step of the way. She was in Arizona. She'll be here as well and wouldn't miss it for the world.
So there's 4 of us. I'm the oldest. He's the youngest. And out of all 4 of us, we're all super close, but we're probably the most alike. And I trained with him. I'm trying to think. We ran routes on days. We went to the track over at Mount Pleasant, ran 40 times, and then we talk on the phone every day. We're super close. The cool thing is that, so I worked for Clemson up there, and he kind of told me these dreams, and I said, okay, I'm going to get you to the door, and from there it's your responsibility to build these relationships. And I had no doubt in my mind that he would do that, and he did it. He got there and he met all the people he needed. And he made a promise to us that he was going to have a name on his jersey at some point, and he kept that promise. It's become more normal now. At first, we would be talking on the phone or something. He'd be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm going here with Trevor," or "Hey, like." Travion Mullen and him were very close. Travion really took him under his wing, and so he'd be like, "Yeah, I was running routes and drills with Travion," and I'm sitting there like, "Holy cow!" I mean, these guys are big names, but they're just guys. They're friends, and they're his friends, and that's what we look at it as. So.
I guess it's got to be so special for your family, the fact that you're a Clemson family and it's Clemson.
Yes, very, very special. We, our blood runs orange completely. I graduated from there. My whole mom's side of the family. So definitely a very, very proud household over in Mount Pleasant.
A lot to be proud of. That goes the same for First Baptist community this time around. Mikey Dukes is here for the very first time. He's a scholarship athlete, earned his stripes under Travis Etienne, and now he's getting the chance to get a ring, potentially, on Monday night. He's run for 250 yards in the year and is feeling the support from home. They had a pep rally back at his old campus yesterday, just for him.
I say it was heartwarming, man. It's just wonderful just to see them continue to support me and my family. Me and First Baptist, man, we go back since 7th grade, so it was like, dang, but just seeing that, it was good, man. I loved it.
You get out on that field, how much nerves would there be? Do you feel nerves before a game like this, or do you not? Because it is just football.
Man, I feel nervy before every game. It don't matter what type of game it is, but yeah, there's gonna be some nerves going into this game. But like I said last time, once you settle in competitive nature, it's gonna be all right.
All All right, love the story of the small school guy that could. From Whale Branch High, the tiny 1A Beaufort County school, Niles Pinckney has flourished big time to a starter on the D-line of a national championship caliber team. An interesting role model he's had leading him this far. It's Dee Delaney. From the Citadel to the NFL, Pinckney following those footsteps and forging his own as well.
It feels great because it's because you never know when you get another chance to play a national championship or do something this big and like break a record like that. It's great, and I feel like just sharing that moment with everybody else is great because it's like people you know, people, friends and family and everything like that. It's a really emotional moment. It's hard to say because Beaufort County likes to travel. Because I know for sure that's one thing. Beaufort to travel. Sometimes they'll come to the games. I didn't even know they were coming. Like one time I saw them all the way in Syracuse, and I was confused. I was like, "How'd you get here?" And they just said, "We find ways." So when I was a freshman at Whale Branch, he was a senior. So like me and him built a kind of a relationship and everything like that. And but seeing him, I've always been rooting for him. Even though we didn't have much time together, but me and him always keep in contact, talk to each other. And I've been rooting for him all the time. Like I send him motivation message. He sent me motivation, and he's just really big. Like even though he's kind of like a big brother to me, and I kind of like to watch him grow and get better.
Porter-Gaud's own Jonathan Whites is another one of our locals who's excited to be here for the first time. He's the backup kicker to BT Potter, now experiencing what it's like on the biggest stage in the sport.
My goal really is just to help BT, help the snappers, just be their best and push them to work and make more kicks for BT. And if I do that, then I'm happy and did my job.
You ever have that vision, that dream, like, oh my God, something happens, you're on the field, it's national championship game, you're down 2 with a second left. As a kicker, do you have that dream?
Of course. I mean, that's got to go through your mind. It's only normal, and I'm prepared for it if it does.
Now, one of the biggest boosts that's happened for this Clemson roster since the playoff began, the re-addition of Braden Galloway. The tight end has missed the last year due to a small trace of Ostarine, a performance-enhancing drug being found in his drug test before the Cotton Bowl. But he's had a shoulder to lean on through these tough moments. And it's one we know very well in the Low Country. It's junior guard for the College of Charleston basketball team, Brevin, his brother.
It's been a fun, adverse year. I knew I was probably going to get these 2 games back that I didn't get back last year. So all year I've been pretty much working, looking forward to this moment. So I'm just trying to embrace the moment, and just enjoy where I'm at.
He's definitely excited. I've talked to him multiple times about it. He's been patient throughout the whole process, hasn't been down on himself or anything because, he didn't do anything wrong.
We always said that, God has a plan. We may not know what that plan is. We may not understand what's going on. We know that you just got to have faith and just make sure that you know that you're doing the right thing and that God will always take care of everything. And even whenever times are tough and whenever things aren't going your way and things aren't fair, that you still got to have faith in God and know that that's what we're striving for.
They're excited about it. They're going to go out there. Hopefully he can get a couple passes, get a couple targets, maybe a little completion, but we'll see how it goes. But he's definitely in a good position right now.
I just know it's part of God's plan that he has for me. That's all I can really boil it down to. There's still some questions that I have that are unanswered, but at the end of the day, I'm happy I'm able to be back playing again.
It's unbelievable that the blessings that we've had to be able to see Brevin play amazing in Charleston and then see Braden be able to succeed and do as well as he is in Clemson. And we're just so blessed and so thankful that to be able to have this opportunity to see both of them and to watch them play and to do well as they are.
They're former college athletes. She played volleyball at Georgia. My dad played college basketball at Lander. So having that experience of being in college and going through the ups and downs has helped me out a lot. After a bad game, I'll text her, call my dad, ask him what I did wrong, and pretty much learn from it that way.
Just talk about the kind of the competition between you guys always growing up. You're a big dude. I mean, he's probably a little smaller. He's a pretty good athlete.
Yeah, he's definitely smaller than me. Let's get that clear. But growing up, he used to probably beat me in everything, especially basketball. I used to have some temper tantrums growing up with him, and then since he used to make fun of me because I wasn't getting offers in basketball, and then he was like I had to switch to football to be able to go somewhere. But nah, it's been competition since day one. That's just how we're wired. But at the end of the day, that's my brother. Our seasons are overlapping. I know it's tough for our parents to show, especially when we get November, December, whenever we're both playing at the same time. It's kind of tough, but I'll be able to get to see him after. I think he came to the A&M game early in the season. Obviously, I wasn't able to play though, but and so I'll be able to get to a few of his games after the season. So.
And Mom said she was just pumped to get down here and see it. She doesn't seem to want to miss anything.
Oh yeah, she won't miss anything.
We'll be texting the whole game. We're screaming and hollering, and I'm like, Brevin! You probably can't hear half of what we're saying, but we're texting and FaceTiming the whole time. Like, did you see Braden block? Did you see Braden do this?
If I played Monday and my brother played Wednesday, she'd drive back all the way to Charleston on that next day.
As a family, I feel like you support each other no matter what. So to see him do it at the highest level is pretty impressive to me, just because, I mean, Clemson football is a big deal. You know, they're a nationally known program and, you know, everything that comes with that. So I feel like it's a big deal for him to do that.
And for me, it's like, it's just an unbelievable experience to be able to see my two boys do as well as they've done, but also to have each other's back no matter what, FaceTiming each other all the time and making sure that they know what everything is going on, and you know, they support each other, and how that's amazing. And it's a mother's dream. It's a mother's dream to be able to have that.
A lot of dreams made here in New Orleans. We'll have a couple more stories about those dreams after the break. Before we say goodbye tonight, one final thought from Dabo Swinney here on the Bayou.
No, but yeah, this is definitely a road game. It just worked out that way, and I mean, it's just, you know, you don't know these things in advance, but I think it's really cool for LSU. I mean, how cool is that for them to be able to just hop on a bus and ride up the road 40 minutes or so, and you know, it'd be like us playing for the national championship in Greenville, literally.
Interesting stuff there. It should be a fun one, Greg, huh?
Can't wait for it. Monday can't come soon enough.
For Greg Brzezowski, I'm Scott Eisberg saying good night from New Orleans, Louisiana.